Hey, friends. Bigfoot. He's running around with those big feet. 2 really big feet. And all the girls are excited to meet him. I don't know why. Can't imagine why they'd want to meet that guy. A guy with big feet like that. I don't know, but they really seem to want to. That brings us to some real weirdness. Bigfoot Erotica. Apparently it's a thing. Probably started with furries. Who knows? There are books featuring this. You can find the stuff on Amazon, but seriously, you don't look for that. You don't want to do that. Don't go looking for that. In the movies, ground zero for this weird subgenre, and it is weird, could very well be this movie, The Beast and the Vixens from 1974. There's another cut of this same movie called Beauties and the Beast. It's a little longer than Vixens, but Vixens actually has more naked nudity. So you can guess which one I was interested in. Here, there's a Bigfoot running around stalking sexy chicks. Oh, look, I'm glad to see the guy from that Galileo 7 episode of Star Trek is getting some work. He captures sexy chicks in various forms of undress and holds them prisoner in his lair. But he doesn't actually do anything to them. He just holds them there. He gives them food and water and stuff, but he doesn't seem to want to do anything else. There's also these 2 guys, robbers, just out of prison. They were locked up for stealing a valuable coin collection, which they hid in one of these mountain cabins. Now they want it so they can cash in. There's some hippie types occupying one cabin, and our heroines, these 2, have another one. Sexy times abound, but the photography and the editing are so poor, you can't make out as much as the couples doing the making out, and even then it's not that special. Now, not surprising, but most of these people never became name-brand stars. But the blonde chick here, Jacqueline Giraud, she went on to appear in Live and Die in L.A., and before this movie, she was in Slaughter's Big Ripoff. The brunette, Ushi Dijard, was in a lot of this kind of stuff, such as Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens, and Ilsa, the she-wolf of the Ass. This one is a curiosity. An early version of Rule 34, although it's really more R-rated than X-rated. As Bigfoot movies go, it's not great, but it is some weird Bigfootania from the heyday of the cryptozoology craze, the 1970s. Oh, and there was this one from 2022, Bigfoot or Bust, which I totally forgot to watch. Sorry about that. I don't think we're really missing anything, though. I guess I may as well throw this one in here, although I ought to just throw it in the trash. World of the Exotic Ape, also known as Planet of the Exotic Ape from 2002. This doesn't actually have a Bigfoot, but it has a guy in a gorilla costume, which in these movies amounts to the same thing. Anyway, this here TV and VCR repairman invents a machine that transports him to this other planet where women have banished all men, so they can razz it up. But they still want, how shall we say, manly items, so they want to get with this here gorilla guy. One of them helps the guy escape. Man, this is their idea of a smoking hot chick. Well, she may be smoking something, but it ain't hotness if you ask me. Still, to each their own, right? I mean, to each their own. Honestly, I didn't find any of the chicks here really all that sexy, despite them rubbing all up against each other in simulated ecstasy and being topless a lot of the time. It got pretty tedious and unsexy. And if I'm telling you that, you know you can believe it. This is, of course, supposedly a comedy. But wow, is it ever forced? This reminded me of that movie I reviewed one Halloween, the one about the hookers in a haunted house. I mean, it looks like it was made by the same people, but I didn't care enough to find out. Anyway, you could easily skip this one, and your life would be just fine. Maybe even better for not having seen it. Well, getting back to Bigfoot, here's one that actually is pretty good. Sweet Prudence and the Erotic Adventures of Bigfoot from 2011. In this one, a Bigfoot is seen hanging out, so to speak, at this nature resort watching sexy skinny dipping chicks frolic. Sweet Prudence hears about this, and after messing up her cryptozoology degree for herself and her boyfriend, she has her roommate convince him to go along with them to investigate this case and get their degrees. Now, at the resort are some other sexy chicks and this investigator guy who pretends to be all nature-loving when, in reality, he wants to bag a Bigfoot and get rich. Things don't go so well for him. So, in between investigating, there's a lot of sexy times. Sexy times that are actually sexy with these sexy chicks. And yup, you guessed it, eventually Prudence has sexy times with the Bigfoot, who turns out to be an alien from outer space and a good guy. As I say, this one is actually not bad for what it is. And it has sexy chicks having sexy times. And that's very nice. It's a comedy, and unlike Planet of the Erotic Ape, it's actually funny. So this is a rare example of a good one if you want to indulge in any of these. I think the lesson is clear. Bigfoot is not really the best subject for erotic fiction or movies. This last one, being a ribald comedy, is definitely an exception, but for the most part, while you may indeed want to search for a Bigfoot, don't search for most of the fictional counterparts in this weird subgenre. And also clear, I hope, is that your old pal Barkey J. Dog is looking out for you, dear viewer, and taking one for the team so you don't have to. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.